Toxic relationships are all the trend, but there's nothing more toxic than a relationship between a parent and a kid. A parent that doesn't take care of them or raise them right. Remy Ma's son just got charged first-degree murder for hire. He was already in Rikers Island. He got caught with a 40 cal with an extendo and some leaning syrup, aka promethazine. They had him in custody, and they came and got him out of his cell. Took him to court today to charge him first-degree murder along with his buddy for killing a guy named Darius Gillibo in June of 2021 in South Jamaica, Queens.
From multiple police and law enforcement sources that the son of rapper Remy Ma, 23-year-old Jason J. Scott, along with another man, have each been charged with first-degree murder.
Now, this guy, Darius, a.k.a. D-Block, some newspapers were calling him a drug kingpin. I don't think it was a drug kingpin, but he had been to prison 3 times. Twice for drugs, 1 for guns. He was in, so the last time he got out of prison was in 2017, but the last time he got in trouble was in 2020, a year before, allegedly, Remy Ma's son gunned him down. He was part of a 56-person indictment in upstate New York, Watertown, which is way, way north of Buffalo, north of everything. He was listed as a supplier.
Tonight, police say 54 drug dealers get swept up in Operation Heatwave, a 2-year-long investigation that nabbed 54 people today. 46 of them are from Jefferson County. A majority of them call Watertown home. 7 News reporter Lexi Bruning spoke with police about Operation Heatwave. Lexi.
Jeff, both Jefferson County Sheriff Colleen O'Neill and Watertown Police Chief Charles Donahue say this is the biggest drug operation they have ever seen. In total, 54 people have been indicted, 46 of them from Jefferson County. Sheriff O'Neill says these drugs may have originated from a number of places, with suspects in New Jersey, New York City, Pennsylvania, and Puerto Rico. Operation Heatwave consisted of what officials call 3 major drug trafficking rings that funneled heroin, fentanyl, and cocaine to Jefferson County.
This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, drug investigation and detail that I've been involved in. And I've been in law enforcement for 34 years. Once this started, there were no vacations, there were no days off. There was, a lot of missed family time for these investigators and detectives. From the agencies that were involved. So their commitment is really remarkable.
A lot of people seem to think that the drugs are not really hurting anybody and that drug dealing is a victimless crime, and obviously it isn't. The deaths, the overdoses we've seen over recent years, it's unacceptable. So fortunately, this investigation has worked out very well. Like the sheriff mentioned, we didn't even have 1 instance of resisting arrest. No force was used on anyone, which is the way we always want it.
Now tonight, officials say this investigation is far from over, and law enforcement officials expect there to be more arrests made over the next several months. Watertown Police Chief Charles Donahue says this bust would have been done months ago, but COVID-19 halted those plans. Jeff?
He was the New York Connect. Why was this guy even walking around free? Now, that was still prime pandemic. I don't know, but if there's a plausible narrative there of he got a guy been in prison 3 times, so if he gets a case, he's definitely the person you would squeeze, because the law enforcement would have a tremendous amount of leverage over him, and then he is gunned down. And now 3 years later, clearly after an extensive investigation, because 3 years have passed. See, there's not that many murders in New York, so they be investigating them things years later. So Remy Ma's son and his buddy charged with first-degree murder for hire on this guy, D-Block, and D-Block was apparently known. Hassan Campbell, when it happens, there was some murders this weekend. Rest in peace, D-Block. I don't know if he knew him through somebody else, just an acquaintance. I found. Well, I used to watch this YouTuber, Tales from the Pen, this white guy named Fred. This guy, Darius Gillibo, was a cellmate at one time.
Ex-con from Queens, gunned down. So naturally, it's just, my nature. Damn. So it was one of my boys, It's on 148th Street and Rockaway Boulevard.
So there's a link below. You can go watch him talk about Darius Gillibo's cellmate, a.k.a. D-Block. But what about Remy Ma's relationship with her son? Well, I don't know if she had one. She certainly used him for a prop in VH1. When she got married, he walked her down the aisle. Here's some footage of him with Papoose while he's shooting dice with his homeboys before their marriage. Now, mind you, these VH1 Love and Hip Hop scenes, Papoose and these guys are shooting dice with Remy Ma's son there. And it's being filmed by, like, you know, a bunch of middle-aged white cameramen. This is crazy. Like, that's organic, like that's what they really do. But, so he gave her away at her wedding. If you remember, she was away for 6 years during his prime growing up, 8 to 13. She was locked up for 6 years. She claims this isn't what happened, but what she was convicted of, her friend, she thought stole $3,000 from her. The friend ends up shot. She claims they struggled over the gun. The friend claims she shot her, and that's what she was convicted of. And then she didn't even call 911. She went in the broad's purse looking for the money. Her son, apparently, when he was about 15 or 16, got stabbed. I don't know the same one, what that was all about. They covered that up. Well, they pretended like it didn't happen. This is when they were already on Love and Hip Hop. I guess it messed up their image of them being a normal family. And some news source that I was reading said Papoose was giving not the nicest text messages back to them, but people stood by the story that this same son had been stabbed at some point. So very dysfunctional. I mean, if this is what we got used to, a woman shoots a woman over $3,000. Papoose holds her down. And then recently, the last gossip was that she cheated on Papoose with the guy she was managing in the battle rap. This is like almost like a reverse of gender roles. Things are getting very strange, but through the relationship and me and my own mother, I always take note of mothers that I feel do inappropriate things. So she went away for 6 years for shooting somebody. Now her son got first-degree murder charges. Maybe he didn't do it. I know nothing about it, but they didn't pick his name out of a hat. If he didn't do it, he better tell him something. But this D-Block guy, you know, he was, I guess, a serious street person. He was 47. Her son and the other co-defendant, 22, 23 years old. So they didn't know him socially. 25-year age difference. Remy Ma hasn't had a hit since whoever wrote her verse on Lean Back wrote that. She kept herself in the spot. I mean, she's really only famous because she shot that girl. She would have just faded into obscurity. I don't know why she was on Love and Hip Hop, but I guess they bring the drama. But again, here's footage of them shooting dice. Here's the son that's charged in the crime. Just, I don't know what to say.